Hey, everybody, it's Sandra Davis, and I am with Women's Network of USA, and I am so happy that I have a rock star with us today, Jackie Cote. Jackie Cote, she's our visionary life coach. She's amazing. If you have not met her yet, now is your opportunity today. I'm so thankful, Jackie, for you coming on here and being with me today. She is going to tell us. I'm going to interrupt. I'm going to stop right now because I'm going to let it come out of your mouth. But she is in charge of destiny. She's our destiny maker. So take it away. Tell us about you.
Oh, thanks, Sandra. You always make me feel so special. But yeah, thank you for having me. And yeah, the Destiny Maker thing came from just one day. I was like, oh my gosh, we deserve our destinies. I deserve everything I desire. I'm like, let's be Destiny Makers. It was just this really random like moment. So yeah, I have my Destiny Makers group, and my one-on-one clients are Destiny Makers, and so it kind of just stuck. But yeah, I'm a visionary mindset coach, and I I just absolutely love. I was just having a conversation with somebody in my last call that like I love being able to help people with that burning desire of what it is that they want to do more of,
Yeah.
help them have more time, money, location, freedom, and help them get out of this crazy thing called our head, right? Because it's 80% this thing, it's 20% strategy, and most of us think what we need is the strategy, right? The noise, like I got to do that, I need that, oh, I should be doing that, I should be doing that. Stop shooting on yourself, first of
Yeah.
all. But I should be doing all these things.
Yeah.
And in reality, you already know inside, you have everything you need inside of you. You already know what it is that needs to be done in whatever area of your life, whether it's, health, whether it's business, whether it's relationships. It's just we don't do it because of this thing. And so I really focus on helping people rewrite the story that keeps rolling over and over and over. And I help you get out of your head
Yeah.
into the right action. And the key to the way, what's different about me is it's the right action that's organically, authentically you. Because
Yeah.
we're all trying to be something that we're not a lot of times in representing our business and representing like who we think we should be. That people like, oh, for this, then people will buy from us. Or if we show up this way, people will buy from me. And that's, you need to be you, like
Yeah.
cut, dry, raw, authentic you. And that
Yeah.
is what people feel. And people buy because they feel. So if you're a business owner, I work with entrepreneurs, as you can tell, a lot of online entrepreneurs too. And I help out. This other thing is it gets to be easy, people. This doesn't have to be a struggle. And I've discovered that over my couple of years of building this. So
I got it. I love it. And you hit on so many things. It's like, so my latest thing is I haven't banned it, but the word authentic. I just wrote a little blog about it because it's like, I think that these words, these buzzwords, they come out and you said it right, being authentically you. But then I think I hear so many people say, oh, let's just be authentic. Let's be authentic. And then that means that they're trying to be, and they're taking away from the real meaning of being authentic. But
no, I
you're
get that.
100% right. I mean, why is it? I'm going to ask you some rounds of questions. I've got some questions for you, but there is one that goes along with this topic. Why we know what you hit on this? Why we know what to do?
Mhm.
Like, like I want to lose weight. I know I'm supposed to count my calories. I know I'm supposed to exercise. I know what I'm supposed to eat. We talked about just now plant-based. We talked about with the healthy foods. Why don't we do it? Why? What is it? Is it because of our heads?
We make our excuses bigger than our why. And so when it
It
comes
seems like
down to it,
oftentimes we know what to do, but then we don't do it.
yeah, there's a couple pieces to that. And so what I would ask is like, so why do you want to lose weight? Like, what's the reason for losing weight? And we would go down some questions to figure out, like, I go five deep in whys, to really find out what is the core purpose and reason for that. Most of the time, it's like we get to the surface reasons. Look, I would just love to fit into my clothes. Like, right? Like, get it. Totally. I would love to just feel more confident in the way I feel when I wear those clothes. Okay, cool. So why that? Like, well, if I'm more confident in my clothes, then I will actually feel better in my business. Okay. So what? So you just go deeper and deeper, and usually you find like everything, everything, Sandra, comes down to love, safety, and belonging. So there's something
I
in
like
the
that.
safety and belonging and not enough. So or worthy. Sorry, not enough or worthy. So those are the two like foundational, not enough and worthy. And then those three primal like things that we all need in life is love, safety, belonging. All of the stories that we tell ourselves that I help rewire and rewrite, those stories are what stop us. And here's the beauty of it. I used to think you have to like dig real deep to childhood and pull out all those like those memories and figure out everything and that's what therapy's for. It helps heal. It does. But the difference, what I've discovered, is we just need to be aware of what the circumstance is that is causing the thoughts and the feelings, which is getting us our actions and our results. And so, for example, most circumstances that we're gauging our actions, like, so your actions, like, I'm not taking actions. And like, there's some thoughts and feelings causing you to not take actions, what it is for the results that you desire. And it's based on this circumstance that's either from the past, which you cannot change, or the future worries that you cannot control. So, like, a worry of mine is like, I gotta, I won't be able to have fun. I can't engage in like good food, and food is fun.
Yeah.
Food is love. Like, and that'll nix. If I get healthy, I won't be able to have any more fun and any more love. Like,
Yeah, that's
is that really true? No, but subconsciously, like those are some of the circumstances that roll into my brain because of the stories in this area of life. The past cannot change, future cannot control. When we live here, we're living in the definition of insanity. But if we can pull ourselves into the present and make the circumstance something that serves that future version of you that you want to be, and you can pull that version into today, then you will start to make different, you'll have different thoughts and feelings that will create different actions and will get the results you desire.
yeah.
So, and it's easier to do that like individually with somebody, or in like, I do group coaching as well, but individually, like be able to dig into like the, what is it? Like, so for example, too, and I'll stop talking, I promise.
No, that's what we're here for, to hear you talk, man.
I can go on and on. But even in this 3-day event that we were talking about, and Tony Robbins, like he helps you like take those thoughts, those limiting thoughts and those beliefs that you have, and helps you kind of like replace them with joyful and there's only two ways like we take actions, and it's usually to get away from pain or to move towards pleasure. So how do you change those thoughts and those stories to pleasurable things versus always trying to get away? And none of us are like broken or like wrong for feeling like the way we do. It's how we've been trained. So then we
Yeah.
just retrain the mind and we create new stories. And so one of mine was, it's always been, it's funny, I went into Tony Robbins event thinking I was doing it for business. I came out more in a higher level of like health and self-love, which was hilarious because I was like, I had no idea that came out from that experience. But
Yeah.
that is the piece that's stopping me from going to my bigger level. And I'm so proud of where I am so far.
Yeah.
To go to the next level, that's the piece that I need to get more connected with and committed to. But but from a place where like the old stories aren't beating me down and the old stories
Yeah.
aren't taking over and living into the new ones.
Yeah. But you know what, when you said, you ask, like I said, I use the losing weight or getting in shape method or thought,
Mm-hmm.
that my thing I like, and then you said, you get down to the reasons why. You ask why do I want to lose weight? I mean, outside of health reasons, I'm a little embarrassed to explain to you the reason why.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it strange? It's like, okay, my why, I'll be honest, and I'll share it here, even though it's kind of embarrassing. To me, it's embarrassing. It's like, I want to lose weight and so I can feel or look really good and confident in a two-piece bathing suit on the beach.
And what would that do for you?
I probably confidence. I just said the word confident, but I don't know. That's, I guess, the embarrassing part is like, it would make me feel like Bo Derek running down the
Okay.
beach.
So this is so the feelings, what is the feelings of Bo Derek running through the beach?
I
What are the
don't know,
feelings?
but I mean, I even got my hair braided a couple of times just to no,
And so
seriously, but why is that embarrassing to me? I mean, it just seems like it's embarrassing. I want it, but to admit it, it seems like maybe it's because of my age. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's so vain or something. I don't know.
well, it's funny, we're in this like catch 22 society, right? Like I remember in the beginning of my journey, like I went through like the eating disorder and the disordered relationship with food and my body for a period of time. And I like this coaching journey helped me through that. And I got through that, right? And I was like, I love my body the way it is. And like, and like, you got to love yourself along the journey. But then I started to feel guilty in the reverse now. So now I was like, I want to get healthy and I want to lose weight. Well, how can I lose weight? How can I lose weight and still preach? Love your body the way it is. Da, 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 da. Like, right. So like, I was like, how dumb is that? Like, it's crazy what our brain does. It creates all these crazy stories. So I went from like excited that I got to this point of like loving myself, like the way I am, and like, just appreciating what the body does for us. And we focus on this external thing to satisfy this internal need. So there's something external like losing weight that we go for that's trying to satisfy a missing piece inside of us of love, safety, and belonging. So there's something there. Once we figure out what that is, well, then you can go, well, shoot, like once you can fulfill that internally through your own acceptance, self-acceptance, and love, then the external things are just desires that you should have no shame for going for, I guess is what I'm saying. So for me, I was like laughing. I'm like, oh, now I can't lose weight because then I wouldn't be representing the way I should be representing. But it makes no sense. Like I can be proud of my body today and love it and desire to change it.
Yeah. And well, you probably know too. I mean, you figured this out that just because you might be thin or, you have a little muscle on you. I mean, honestly, we had a good friend of our families that he would run every day. He was a runner. He was a lieutenant for the police department in Fairfax County. He dropped dead of a heart attack while he was running one morning, and he seemed like and looked like the healthiest guy.
Yes.
It was super sad. But but we know that chances are, no matter what our external looks like, if we are exercising, eating right, and doing those things, the result, chances are, is going to be more healthier you. Just because I want to go out there and look like a hot babe in a two-piece doesn't mean I'm healthy.
There's nothing wrong with wanting to look like a hot babe. Can you look like a hot babe as you are today? And can you believe?
Beauty's in the eye of the beholder now, right? Thank you for the compliment.
Here's the thing, girl. When it comes to the men in our lives, they ain't looking at anything but you know what and you know what, and they love it just the way it is. They ain't looking at nothing else, and they will tell you that. Like they'll tell you,
That's
like,
quite true.
Not like you're like, oh, I don't want that to show that. They ain't looking at that.
Girl, maybe you should go into relationship coaching, because I'm telling you what, that's some truth to that.
Well, and that's the beauty of what I do. It's like it's we think we come in for business. People said, why don't you call yourself a business coach? And I'm like, because I can do it.
I think it's mixed all in.
Oh, like what you do in one, you do in all. And we've all heard that before, but it's so freaking true. Like you will, the magic of when you work on yourself. And so when you just thought about the guy who dropped dead, because even though he looked and did all the things and everything right way, what wasn't happening in him could have been a couple of things. It could have been his mental mindset. How much stress was he putting himself under to stay that way?
Police officer, yeah, he probably was under a lot of stress.
Toxic, negative energy that got fed into him that he didn't release each day. Like our bodies have to fight and to get rid of that toxic energy out of our cells, so that our cells we can have the vitality and like the health. Why is someone like me, who's been in the obese category your entire life, have no health issues, experience no joint pain, and I have energy out the wazoo?
Because you've got a great mental, but you don't seem any of those words you said yourself. So
right, and so I don't define myself by that. I accept and love and we're all a work in progress. There are moments where like that still creeps, of course, and doesn't go away, by the way. Like, let me just say that right now, guys. Those limiting beliefs, like the goal is not to try to get rid of them and squash them, and they're always going to be there in our subconscious because you cannot get rid of them. What you learn to do is to, when they come in, you go, okay, hey, okay, I understand why you're here. I'm going to choose this instead. So thank you very much. Because all they're doing is trying to keep you safe. All of those like thoughts that are like, why do I think this? Da, da, da. They're all trying to keep you safe, loved,
okay,
like you belong.
Yeah.
And when we can accept them, so when you accept the thought of like whatever the thought is,
Whatever the limiting the belief is.
Yeah, when you can accept it, understand it, then you get to choose different. But when you keep pushing it away and pushing it away, it comes back with a vengeance.
Keep coming back.
crazy. Like it
That's
smacks you in the
really,
face.
that's a really good nugget right there. That is amazing.
That helped me. There's a positive
People do
intention
understand that.
underlying. Yeah. All right. So
All
what are
right,
the
so we're
secret
going to get on to
questions?
some questions here. Now, one of these, I already know what they are, but so I pulled some questions out. I've written these out a while ago and I put them on a strip of paper. So when I interview somebody, I don't use the same questions over and over again. And I've chosen 3, and here's one. Let's see. Okay. This one could probably be a lengthy one. So you don't have to do 3, but the question is, what 3 tools would you recommend to another female biz owner? Is there a couple tool, like whatever it might be, that you can recommend to another female business owner?
I'm saying this with the utmost passion and not because I am one. Find yourself a coach. Hands
Gotcha.
down,
That's a tool.
tool that saved my life in the moment, not just my business. That didn't help me just build my business, it saved my life personally, emotionally, my health. And when I say find a coach, like there's a lot of noise. And I will tell this to people that I get on calls with, like before I even make an offer, I say, listen, have you interviewed other coaches? And they think I'm crazy. Like I can close the deal in that call and I can say you're an ideal client. But you need, if you don't vibe with somebody, you don't hire them. Don't hire the first thing you see, first shiny object and this and that. I interviewed 5 people and the one that I'm with for 2 years now, since the day I started, is still my coach. And she has done she's helped support me and magic. So what a coach does, like, we really help you just make better decisions. And we
Yeah.
help you, like I said, we help you get out of here so you can make better decisions. But we can read a label from outside the jar that you can't read because you're in the jar. And so
that's cool.
I think it's funny. Someone said, I don't make all this shit up. Sorry, I don't make all this stuff up. But I pictured myself first time someone said, I was like, oh yeah, this is like an uncomfortable like jelly jar or something. Like I need a bigger jar, but it's funny. So, but I suggest like that is number one. Number one, and people ask me, especially in coaching, if you're a coach and listening, like people say, well, if I want to get started, like what's more important, the schooling or the one-on-one coach? There's some level of schooling that's important because it gives you some structure and it gives you, but the coach is a secondary. Before you start piling in more programs and more programs and more programs, people like to buy the things that aren't vulnerable, and a one-on-one coach is vulnerable. When you get a one-on-one coach or a coach that does a group program that's more intimate, you need that one-on-one attention if you really want to speed up your process. And this is what the work gets done with the right coach. So interview them, find out, make sure that they vibe with your energy, and also that they work on this. It's not it's not strategy, people. It's not.
Yeah.
It's important to find a strategy that fits you, but the coach helps you figure that out.
Right. Got it. Very good. Well,
one thing is take care of your health.
Okay.
Health. And I don't mean just your physical health, it's your mental health. And have an align time. That's a tool. Your align time in the morning. You're going to hear all sorts of Miracle Morning. You've got like all the books and everything. Like there's so many versions of it, but figure out your, again, organic, authentic, like you, what fits you. Figure out what is. So for me, I'm the ADD child of self-care. Like I'm like, let's meditate today. Let's do some tapping. Let's like journal. Let's listen to a video. Like, but I do something every day.
Yeah.
I feed my brain with something every morning. I have not been consistent with movement every day. I recognize when I am and when I'm not. I know, but that's align time for you. Like align time. So these are the things that are non-negotiables.
Yeah.
To be a good business owner.
Yeah.
And the third thing I would say is more doesn't mean more. Doing more and 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 hustling and pushing and all that stuff doesn't get you more. It gets you more stress. It gets you more push. It gives more pressure. And those the universe and the energies, like that's not how you build abundance.
Yeah.
In all areas of life, not just money, but so to carve out time. So the aligned time is how you get yourself aligned and straight for the day. And if you miss it, do in the midday. Like at some point, you'll feel a difference. And if anybody has any questions, just message me and I can help with that.
Yeah.
I always say I can solve world peace over Facebook Messenger. So send me a message, and by the end of the message, you'll have an enlightening moment. I swear. And my clients will tell you that they're like, damn, by the end, like they're like, I'm feeling this question, question, question. Ah, I feel better. Great. I didn't have to get on a call at all. um, and so, but yeah, so that piece there. So what did I say? I said, coach, said align time, and less is more. Like when it comes
Yeah.
down to the
Don't
thing,
overdo it.
yeah, the thing that turned my business around was when I started to slow down, do less, and be more.
Got it. Awesome.
Trusting and
Great
believing.
answers. Great answers. See, I knew you could handle this. All right. Question number 2. Ooh. So this isn't talking about your obvious stuff like your family and your husband and your grandchild and all that. It's okay. So what is most important to you and why at this point in your life? What is the most important thing to you right now and at this point in your life outside of your family and the obvious,
Not
of course,
even
your
my
husband and
It's funny you say husband. Everyone calls him my husband. I guess that's after 5 years. They just get
you,
called
you
that.
man.
um, honestly, I wouldn't even answer all of that because in reality, the number one thing for me is me right now. And really
I like it.
have to be your number one. And that sounds like to most until you've done the work, some work on yourself, like it sounds selfish and it sounds, but
No,
it's
not at all.
selfless, right? You
No.
have to be number one. And I made that distinction within the last like year and a half. And that's changed everything. My capacity to serve, my capacity to love, my capacity to just live.
Wow, that's awesome.
So you have to be number one. You have to be the
Man,
most
I'm glad I asked you that question.
important. So now you got
Gosh,
to
that
pick
was
me
a
though.
great answer.
That was the first one that came to mind. So that's real.
Yeah, that's really good. Damn, I might have to cry a little bit in a minute.
I'm
Sorry.
known for that.
Sometimes I get
That's my
emotional.
clients. I'm known for the coach who makes people cry. Apparently,
Yes,
I
you
was
do.
like,
I think you made me cry. You did recently. You made me cry. Okay, here is the little stickier question, but this is not bad. Okay, last question. What have you learned from your greatest flops? Have you had a flop, a failure, a mistake? What have you learned from it?
even before this coaching journey, something I learned early on is that I just did a video on the six human needs in my
I
my
saw it.
private group and Destiny Makers group.
I watched the replay.
Okay, awesome. And like something that like I discovered was like the things that drove me, like two needs. If you go and watch it, and if you need the link, let us know. But the two needs that drove me was the uncertainty and variety need and the significance need. And now what the place I'm in today is, and I'm going to explain why I'm saying this. The place I'm in today is that I know that the two needs I'm pivoting to and understanding what'll take me to my next level is connection and love and contribution. So when
Okay.
I was in this other uncertainty variety room, that's always going to be part of me because since I was 7, I really had to learn how to just accept change and love it and embrace it and so when it came to like failures, like I never saw anything as a failure. I just saw it as like okay, what's next? Like what else can I try? What else can I go? What else can I do? And that's been my whole life. Have I stopped myself from doing some things that I desire because of maybe like lack of like trust in myself or like really like whether I was worthy? Yeah, of course. But overall, like did I jump in? Like did I graduate college and then try to get a teaching job and said, heck no, that wasn't for me? Did I drive across country, live in Arizona with total strangers? Did I go to California with somebody and live there for 2 years? Have I moved 18 times in my life? Like, have I had everybody, mother, brother, grandparents all pass away on me under like a certain age? So under a young age, like that's why I'm okay with constant change and variety. And I was able to keep myself in a like pretty good mindset through it all, like
Yeah.
without
Yeah.
having coaching in
That's
per
amazing.
se. I still had my issues and my crap. We all have our crap, right? But and so I just squirreled for a moment. Bring me back, Sandra. This is what I do. I squirreled for a moment.
You squirreled for a moment.
I squirreled out. Like my thoughts went like,
No, we were talking about your failures and how you get like, what lesson did you learn out of a failure?
FYI, if you choose to work with me, I will squirrel out on you at times.
That's all right.
Anybody watching?
I totally am there with
As
you.
my clients, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, Jackie does it all the time." So when I live my life from significance, it was this external need. I was looking for like I can help this person and I could get this back. Like so there was like this like if I do, I get back. Now we do, when we do for others, we do receive, but I was doing it in an unhealthy manner of and when they didn't give back, I'd be like, what the heck? Like I don't understand.
Yeah.
And so there was very surface level like relationships and stuff because of that. And then and that significance, most of us, that's the number one human need is like we feel like if we can get significance from others, we can feel satisfied inside, but it's not true.
Yeah.
You can be satisfied with yourself, just like I talked about in the last question.
Yeah.
And so now, like, I don't really have some monstrous failure. I mean, I've had, like I said, the eating disorder, I've claimed bankruptcy, I've had a marriage that I'm no longer married. Like none of these are failures, they're just part of my life. And then I took them. Did I cry after some of them? Of course I did. Did I, did I
Are
have
you
emotions?
basically saying that though, if we have a mistake, we don't look at it, we should not look at it as a failure? I mean,
Gosh, no, like you need these failures. Like you should be, do they all feel warm and fuzzy? No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying like
oh no, it's not
positive,
gonna
be
feel good.
positive. No, it's not going to feel good. But the question I stop and ask myself, and I've done this for forever, is what did I learn? What can I
Right.
learn? What can I learn? And what can I do different next time? And it's just if you can detach and not make everything all the stories, they come from the meanings we attach to the circumstances that are happening. So I could take bankruptcy, which I did for a short period of time. I could take bankruptcy and let it define me as like, I'm such an idiot. I'm so bad. I'm this, I'm that. And like, I used to define credit cards, like if I had credit card debt, I'm a bad person. So in this transition of the business, I got credit card debt because I was not making any money because I didn't have a job. So because I decided when I got fired, I'm just going to bet on the business, right?
Yeah.
It was good year where I made no money in between taking time for me, getting my coach, her working on this so that I can really get out there and make money. And so that year was scary. My debt was going up. I started freaking out. And my coach worked with me on this. And that's why my money story is so different today.
Yeah.
And I'm big on helping people with that money story because that's what's stopping us from like really getting the abundance we deserve.
Yeah.
So that what the meaning I was putting to credit card debt or bankruptcy or this and that came from whatever stories I had from the past, whatever worry of the future. And I was living in these places and that was affecting my health, my mental capacity.
Yeah.
So we're always going to have them, but what's your rebound time? Like, what is your like now when something comes up, I'm like, huh, that sucks. Okay, that doesn't feel good. Okay, what did I learn? Like, okay, and maybe it takes me down for like an hour.
Yeah, but you know how to recover.
Whereas recovery used to be like maybe it's like a week of crying or something. And but I didn't always I didn't really become something that I defined myself with. So failures are meant for you to redirect yourself to what's meant for you.
Yeah.
And the one who fails, and I swear by this, the one who fails the most will be the most successful. Continue to fail because it'll bring. Now, I'm not saying do the same thing that you failed at and do it the same way.
Yeah.
Keep failing. That's just not learning.
Right.
That's just dumb. So, but you learn from it and you go to different. And the more failures you have, the more clarity you get because failure gives you clarity. The more clarity you get, and the more you're going to have the wins.
Just don't revel in
don't live there.
Oh crap. Oh man, you gotta, what does Jackie say? Take action, get out of your head and take action. Don't sit there and mull over, oh my God, I had made a mistake. I got people just seem to be stuck in that moment of instead of start making action to get out of it and fix the mistake, or learn from the mistake, fix it and move on and move on. People revel in all this stuff, and
Yeah,
I can see
feel the
that.
feels. Like I'm all about feeling the feels. Like
Yeah, but
I'm not.
don't linger in the bad feel, like you said, don't sit there and cry over it for a whole week when you could be moving on to a better, more positive thing in that
Right,
week,
right,
you
totally,
know.
totally. So
Well, awesome. Well, you always show me awesome all the time. I really appreciate you so much. You
I
got always
appreciate
such
you.
good insight, and I love it. So if you guys didn't know, Jackie gave us a great offer here at WNU for a coaching session with her. And I hope that people are taking advantage of it. If you're a member, you get and she put a very, very great time on it, 45-minute coaching session, or dive deep session. Isn't that what we called it? And
Dive
so yeah,
into your business if you want it to be. Deep dives into
deep
if you're in a
dive. I said dive
relationship.
deep. Duh.
I, shoot, all means the same.
A deep dive. So you guys, if you're a member, you can take advantage of that. And, I cannot say enough about her. She does a great job. She's very popular out there, but yet she always gives the time to each and every one of us. And really thankful for you, Jackie. I appreciate you so much. I don't even think you know how much I appreciate you. And I keep seeing you put these things out that I'll be in Northern Virginia Friday or Saturday. And you know what? Friday and Saturday is always my work time. But one of these times I'm not going to be, well, I mean, right now, I've got a situation too, but Saturday's a big, big kickoff day for us, a tournament day. And
Yeah, no worries.
Shamrock Shamble, babe. So I hope to get to see you and meet you on one of these times when you're in this area. I've already met you a few times in person, but I want to again.
Well, Mike wants to come up and go to the go golfing.
Please,
So as soon as he probably in May will come out because he's going to leave his job and then we're going to
yes, by all means,
freedom.
please. Yes.
Yeah,
Got a lot to
definitely.
talk to you about that RV stuff. So, all right, everybody. Well, thanks for tuning in. And again, thank you, Jackie. You amaze me. And I love you very much. And I appreciate you. So everybody, check this out and check out Jackie. The first chance you get, she's going to be putting all of her links below. Okay.
Great. Thanks, hon. Have a
All
great day,
right.
everybody.
Chat with
Bye.
you soon.